Hi, I'm Annelotte Coster and I'm a musician and composer.
Thank you so much for receiving us in your studio.
Thank you
And
for fitting.
Now I want to start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
How did you end up connected to music? How did music appear in your life?
Actually, from a very young age, I started piano lessons when I was 6, encouraged by my parents. Thank you, parents. And it was big fun for me from the start. So there was a lot of improvisation going on and stuff. And when I had like lessons for 6 years, I started picking up other instruments when I was in my teenage years. And that's when I realized, I can continue doing this. This is what I want to do. So I started like getting all this information, and then I went to the pop conservatory.
Uh-huh.
That's a really small, tiny summary of how it went. And I started studying keys there, and we did a lot of songwriting. Mm-hmm. And when I was studying there, actually I got more interested in like making music for film and image. Not that I was not interested in it when I was a teenager, but it suddenly became clear to me like, oh, this is something you can do as well.
Your education, how did you tailor it for the more film things? Did you pursue any education in that area, or your keyboard experience was enough for it?
So when I was like in the third and fourth year of the pop conservatory here in Amsterdam, I found that there was a master's degree in film composing. So I auditioned for that, and luckily for me, they took me, and then I did 2 years of master's composing for film, which was amazing for a quick start.
And it was easy for you to sneak in the film worlds?
Actually, this master's was like a big opportunity because I met a lot of people. I met the directors there that I'm working with still. So actually, I didn't sneak in. I just got handed like a pass, like, oh, meet these people, meet these people.
Oh, that's
yeah, that's really nice. Yeah. Sometimes it switches a bit because when I was just finished with pop and I went into this film world, I was like, no, I need to do this. So I did only film for a couple of years, and this master's thing was a roller coaster. So I think it was good. But when I was finished, the year after COVID happened. So then I did a lot of film, and I was really lucky that I could still work because all the gigs were cancelled, and my band was in the small hall of the Paradiso the day before the lockdown was. We wanted to present a new record, and then this guy from Paradiso came and he said, cancel it. We just saw the prime minister, and that was the start of like these 2 years of shit.
And does one help the other, or does one bother the other? Meaning, does the performer helps you in doing your film things too, or they are totally dissociated in your life?
No, they're actually, in the last years, they've become like one thing where I hear an interesting sound while I'm playing with a band, talking to other people about sounds and music. And then I'm like in my tiny studio again. I'm like, oh, we had a nice conversation about, let me check this out. So for me, it's actually a win-win to do both, playing live and composing.
And do you think you have your thing, your style thing? Do you describe your style thing? And are you able to pass it across also film? Because film, you also had other persons giving opinions. I do think I've got my style. I'm a key player, so I've got a lot of synth stuff, and I'm like, when I'm writing something on the Prophet and then I put plugins on them, and those are sounds that I don't use for one movie. Of course, I use them in a lot of. So I do have a sound, I think, like intimate, warm, I hope, sound. But sometimes you do a project where you need to do something totally different, and that's always really fun as well.
I think, first of all, if the connection between a director and a composer is really is the most important thing. So before you start working together, you need to vibe in a good way. So, and of course, I can imagine it's really hard. Where do you meet these directors? And I was really lucky that I met a lot of them on my masters. But there are directors around. So get in touch with them and grab a coffee and exchange ideas. And maybe not, you don't need to think like, oh, I need to work with them in the next year. But they will remember and they will think, oh, I heard some interesting stuff. And I think all people want to work with people who are like-minded and have a good click with. I think that's the most important part. And then the music comes next. Because if you don't have this trust, then you can't, I can't work.
But one thing that is, I think always music composing is about putting emotions into music. Yeah. But film is different because you have this visual thing going on, but you also have emotions and other opinions. You, as a film music composer, how do you put all this together? Get the emotions out of it, put it in the music, combining it with the opinions?
It's a lot of trial and error, I think. And the part I love about a new project actually is the first time you start working on a movie, because then you're the most close to your original idea. And then, of course, it's 90% of the times it changes a lot, because then you get to know the picture, and the directors actually say to me a lot of times, oh, it's really nice, but it's a little bit too sweet. It should be a bit cooler, you know? And then I'm like, okay, I will change this, and then it will fit. So most of the time you receive the script, you get a call, and you're like, you might be interested in this project. You grab a coffee, feel if there's a good vibe, and then if it's true from both sides, you start. So that's actually the start, I think, meeting the director and clicking and exchanging ideas. And not most directors are really open at when you're there at the script point. They're like, okay, I thought this and this and this, but what are your ideas? So then I think you start to create a small sound palette or something. And I really like writing music when the picture is not there yet, because sometimes you can like help the picture a bit and already put it in there. Sometimes there's no time for that and they're already editing the picture look, and you need to work with a fixed film. That's another challenge. Yeah, because then you have like temp tracks and stuff. One polemic question here. Do you like more when the directors give you a lot of feedback, or when they let you do your work by yourself? Of course, it's really like in the rare occasion that you make something and a director says, this is it. I've had it like 2 times maybe, that the director really was like, okay, this is it. That's an amazing feeling, of course. Yes. Yeah, because that's the most intuitive thing you did, almost like you were writing a piece of music with the film in your head, but like autonomously, is that a word? Yeah. And but of course, I also get that there's a lot of feedback, and that also creates opportunities to make something different. So because of this feedback, I'm like, okay, this should be cooler. Okay, I will maybe put this synth in there, and I wouldn't have thought of it. So it's also like expanding your possibilities as a composer. So yeah, I didn't answer the question.
No, but that might be convenient, right? So you can like approach both of them.
Yes, yes.
Do you think your input as a creative performer have like any impact on your film scoring thing creatively, or it's rather that you put one in a box when you are using the other?
No, I think it has input. And also like when I'm playing live, use this keyboard, for example. Because I'm a key player, I use the expression pedal a lot, because live you do have 2 hands, and of course I have 2 feet as well, the 2 feet. And that actually made me thinking, I can use it with film scoring as well, because then I can control the cutoff filter with the expression pedal. And then when I'm working on a picture, I'm like, I can use this foot as well. So that's actually, intertwines a bit, this sound thing, yeah. So this is one of my favorite sounds. And then I can control it with the pedal. But now I will play a little bit.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget, there's more to watch.